So the organization I'm doing is Gold's Gym, and the change that's been going on right now outside of just the ownership is also a dramatic change in hours given to personal trainers specifically. So the introduction, change topic is the cutback in work hours. Organization again is Gold's Gym. Prior to this change, believe it or not, there's very little, at least to my level and to other personal trainers, there's very little planning that went on. We were notified a week in advance that our hours were going to be cut from anywhere from 10 to 15 all the way down to 4. 4 hours per week that as personal trainers we could utilize to build our own business. So that's very frustrating. Very little planning on the gym end of things, from the executives down to the management, and then the management down to frontline employees. Very little planning. The initial results, frustration, a lot of frustration. Personal trainers, which that is what I'm at, that is my position at Gold's Gym. We were the most affected because our hours that we have outside of training clients is specifically there to build business. And those of us who are full-time personal trainers, we rely on those hours to get more clients, to get in front of new members. And with the limited number of hours now, only 4 hours, which half of that's used for programming for our the clients that we already have. Now we have basically 2 hours that we get a week to build business, and it's not enough, and it's very frustrating because now our own ability to build our own business has just been stripped away from us. So now we have to rely on our managers and our sales staff who don't care about training, who don't care about the fitness side of things. They just want to hit their numbers. We have to rely on them now to get us in front of people, and it's been a freak show. It's been a roller coaster the last couple of months. Employee reaction to the change. Outside of frustration, in personal trainers were angry, we were fearful, and we were confused. We were angry because we are now stripped away from the biggest aspect to our own growth. It was all taken away. And without much of a notice as well. We're fearful because with this new ownership in Gold's Gym, there's been rumors going around saying that they like to contract out their personal trainers, meaning we would pay Gold's Gym a portion of our income or a portion of what we make off of training just to use the facility, and then everything we want to do to grow is on our own dime. So it would make it a lot more challenging income-wise to make money if for those trainers who don't have a lot of clients already. Me personally, it wouldn't have done too much damage to me, but it is still frustrating when just thinking that right now we're secure and we have a set place at Gold's Gym, and that thought thinking that just like that they could contract us out and we could lose the extra 15 to 20 hours or 10 to 15 hours of work that I know we'll get back eventually. And then confusion, very confused. When you roll out a week before and you let us know that, hey, we're cutting your hours from 10 to 15 down to 4, we're very confused why. There was a big lack of transparency and lack of communication between the management and the employees, which I know I can't 100% blame them, but the executives had they had terrible communication with management, and it trickled all the way down to the frontline employees and caused a lot of confusion and frustration. Personal involvement. I was on the receiving end of this change. I had an extra 20 to 30 hours per paycheck that were cut down to an extra 8. That hurt, especially going through COVID. People are afraid to go to the gym, so I don't have all my clients back. So my income was already cut in half when we reopened the gyms. And now my potential for growth has basically been cut into either half or a third. It's been a really stressful situation, and I've been struggling with it. I was really frustrated for the first couple of weeks. Just we had no answers to what we were going to do, no game plan for how we were going to still grow business. We were just left in the dark, and I struggled with it. I sat down with my boss multiple times and expressed the frustration and the fear that I had for my own job. And training is what I love to do, and I don't want to have to go off and find another job just to make ends meet. And I expressed that concern to him, and he totally understood. But my involvement is just being on the wrong end of the deal. And in a corporate situation, a lot of executives don't really care about frontline employees and how it affects them too much. The ultimate success or failure of this change, in my opinion, it hasn't been a major success on the frontline aspect. It destroyed morale. It negatively affected the side of the company that brings in the most money, which is training. And it created this environment between the personal trainers, the frontline employees, and the management. It created an environment of distrust. They weren't communicating to us, and we felt betrayed. The only success was that the company saved money by paying us less. And in conclusion, the best thing that we could do or could have done differently to resolve a lot of this was better communication and having our management staff be more involved in the process of helping personal trainers stay above the water and continue to grow throughout COVID-19 and this change of new ownership.